Tonight's tactical enhancement is candied, which will make perfect sense in just a moment. Tonight we're playing Warhammer, the old world, 2,000 points, presumably just a battle line because we haven't bothered to roll anything up. And it's the shiny new candy pink demons versus the
very old
orcs who've been slowly getting reassembled with drills and pins in painful places.
Actually, 2 holes in my fingers tonight, just drilling. Seriously, and it was quite painful.
Alright.
So what I've got is a unit of 10 biggins on boars.
There they are.
War banner, standard, full command. We've got the black orcs, some old rail path stuff I got painted up recently, and some of the stuff. 2 units of 4 just vanilla boar boys with a musician and a champion. 2 vanilla chariots. We've got night goblins with 3 fanatics. They've got a war boss in there with a great weapon, and we've got a 4th level mage in there with
that'd be the mage then.
And we've also got a 4th level mage here, so I've got a little bit.
2 4th level mages.
This is the game I played with. This is similar to the army I played yesterday. There was a 2-on-2. It did rather well. The Black Orcs are very nasty in combat.
But they are.
They clean up quite well, and Black Orc Warlord is
they are the beasts.
They've also got the red flag, which gives everyone a +1 combat resolution to combat and +1 weapon skill, which is really good.
That is really good.
It's 50 points. Other than that, I've got my general's got Sparkly Wizardly Finder, which gives us -2 magic resistance, and he hates wizards. That's the general, and the unit gets minus.
Lovely.
The Night Goblin has got a Staff of Gork or something, gets to reroll a casting spell once per turn, and also can increase the range of spells by 3 inches.
Oh, okay, that's useful.
It's actually, I'll take it. There's some defensive ones you can take, and I went, no, screw it, I'm going to take offensive stuff, because what goblins are, but it's an attacking army.
They're there to offend.
It's Jesus, they offend all right. And I have a battle standard bearer who's just got dead out armor, so his toughness is toughness 5, and he's got a great weapon in it. If he's using the great weapon, he's pretty sick.
Yeah, he's a fighter. Right.
So, what have you got?
Oh, what have I got? I've got 2/3 of the army I recently slopped ink all over. So what I've taken is Birdie Num Num, Blazing Saddle, and Bick, who is the locust. And it turns out, I've read the rules again, and it turns out you don't need a standard for your locust, because you just nominate him as a locust and he gets the benefits of a locust. Oh. So there you go, he'll do. 2 units of pink horrors, one with 19, one with 20 pink horrors in it. They both got the spell which can reduce traits off of the target unit. And the locals will, maybe go on one of those. I'll make my mind up in a bit. 2 units of the 9 blue horrors to run around and hopefully do something useful, even if it's just redirect something, but they can hock shooting. Speaking of shooting, 2 units of 3 of the blue horrors. Of the flamers. Pink and blue horrors can hock 2 shots a turn. They've got quick shot, but that's at the -1 to hit. And then the flamers do D3 shots each at strength 4 instead of strength 3. Then we've got 2 units of 3 of the screamers. Now the screamers and the flamers are both skirmishers, which is worth bearing in mind with your army.
It's okay. I'll just I have measures that I can deal with that.
Yeah, probably magic, I'm assuming.
Well, no, not really. I've got a few ideas. A few Goblin fanatics in my kind of.
Well, we'll see what
We'll
happens.
see what happens.
I've got various things on the characters which I'm going to try and remember what the hell they are. I think Big's got something that makes him harder to hit in melee. The flying dude's got something that makes him harder to hit when you shoot at him. Not that there's any shooting involved in your army.
Well, you can't count, and we definitely can't shoot, so what's the point of taking artillery?
Right. And I think the big birdie's got something that makes him harder to hit in melee as well. Oh, I don't fucking know. I gave him some stuff anyway.
Weapon skill?
6.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a great demon of corn, but he's got a good wallop to him. He's got a great weapon and a hand weapon. He can choose which to use.
And he's got stomps, hasn't he? Is he a large
D3 stomps. He would be large, I'm thinking.
He looks large.
Well,
that's what she showed anyway. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, you never know what he's hiding under that loincloth. He's
No.
He's a bird after all.
Probably nothing much.
For all we know, he might lay an egg.
No, that's absolutely.
Alright.
Anyway, on that point, shall we?
Then we'll deploy and then we'll get back to you.
Shall we go forth and multiply? Okay.
Alrighty, we're deployed. And 2 vanilla ball units over there. Chariot, big bunch of Black Orcs. Big motherfucking bunch of Boar boys, yeah, Black Orc Boar boys. Biggins with a big boss.
With a BSB.
Yeah, is that the general there with them?
General's in the Black Orc unit.
Oh, okay. And a whole lot of heavies. And there's a level 4 mage in that Black Orc unit as well. And there's a level 4 mage in the Goblin unit. And another chariot there. This army, it doesn't muck around. It's just going to come barreling on in.
Yes.
Whereas I have a solid line over here with the locusts. And over here I've got things that might try and do something clever. We'll see how that works. And I don't really like the idea of those boars mucking me around over here, so we'll go and attend to that. And that's it. We'll now roll for turn 1. And Sean's got a +1.
Cunt. You go first.
Alright, we'll check in at the end of Demon. Okay, Tzeench turn 1 was fast. We moved these guys up. Not entirely sure why. Might not have been the smartest thing I've ever done. The centre stayed still. We're going to make them march as far as they can. We've been a bit clever over here. We're trying to set up a position in the trees, which is really just to bother the boars if they chose to charge. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with these chaps. But I don't want to get caught hanging outside if I suddenly get clobbered. We moved up with some flamers. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing with them either. Wizard behind him, he hocked up this vortex there so that nobody can charge through it. And these guys came up here, which is a bit more reasonable, and cast the thing on that unit where they can't move on the double or charge their -2 movement. So the general idea is to stimmy these guys until we clobber them. And that was about it. I think we'll move into Orc turn 2. Sorry, turn 1.
Turn 1.
Alright, end of Orc and Goblin turn 1. And mostly they're coming at me. That's what they do.
Yes.
Some Gobbos on the march up here with something that makes them harder to hurt. These guys charged in 16 inches with them.
Mm-hmm.
That lot moved up and then tried to do a spell that would have seen them move again, but they didn't.
Yeah, that was something.
Yes.
I rolled shit.
And this lot, at their slightly reduced movement, decided to come around the vortex. Well, I suppose it meant they didn't charge me that turn. I've got to think about what to do about them. And those poor fuckers over there didn't go didn't go anywhere much.
No.
And that was about it.
-3 movement doesn't help.
Yeah, we screwed them. So on that note, we'll go into turn 2 for the... oh god, I just thought of another double entendre. I'll save that for later.
Yes, please do. God, so we're toughness 2.
Alrighty, so in the Tzeench turn 2, we deployed this to be able to get in shooting range of them, because I figured we're just going to get fucked up anyway. These guys have moved in position where they might get charged by the chariot, but I've got to take that risk because nothing else is really going to be useful over on this flank. I mean, who knows, maybe these guys will charge the screamers, which would be a weird thing to do, but yeah, weird things have happened. The pink dude sat still. We cast some spells that dropped the toughness on these guys by D3, so they're down toughness 2 instead of 4. Then we shot at them with a whole bunch of magical whoop-de-doo, needing 6s to hit. Rolled a lot of 6s, but then he rolled a lot of saves.
And you roll a lot of 1s to range as well.
Yeah, that didn't help.
That didn't help at all.
Over on this flank. Let's see. The big birdie over there jumped on a bunch of orc boys who fled, and we chased them down and killed them anyway, so they rolled really well. Sean did all the right things, but you know. We had a go at trying to do the slashing attacks with these guys. I got 2 of them around the vortex. They didn't do anything, except we shot the shit out of them with this lot. Killed 2. The other 2 fled over the top of these guys, which meant that they had to roll to see if they perished, get mauled on the way through, and I killed them up that way instead. So that was unexpected, but what the hell, it worked. And we cast various spells in order to, you know, give ourselves protection that we didn't really need in the end. Just really learning the army more than anything else at this point. Yes. So now over to turn 2 for the orcs, and oh, this will be interesting. Alrighty, end of Orc and Goblin turn 2, and what a mess. These guys charged into my blue horrors that were there to redirect these guys away from those guys. And, well, they succeeded in redirecting. Unfortunately, I didn't get my flying sharks out of the way fast enough, or far enough, so I got my angles wrong, basically, and they collected the edge of these guys, so they're now in that fight for next turn. Over here, the orcs bashed on in and won by rather a lot. If my guys weren't breakable, this unit would have fucked off the table. We are getting a bit of a lesson in the difference between a standard and a locus. Works quite differently. But anyway, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Just reading it word for word. So they did stick around. The orcs were umming and ahhing about whether to reform or whether to follow up, and they followed up, which is probably the thing to do when you've just... Because the orcs did the wah.
We got the wah.
I can't imagine them doing a wah, barreling on, smashing the shit out of them, and then thinking, you know what, let's just stand back a little bit and I'll rearrange our front rank.
Yes.
Over here, this lot moved up, and they got the spell off. I tried to stop it, but I failed, and they did the extra free move. The conveyance spell, so they're right up in the thick of it now, so they're probably going to kill another unit of blue horrors. And the chariots are running around looking for something to charge into. What else happened? Anything much happen on the spells?
I got it. You stop Oaken.
Oh, that's right.
Shield. I got that in there. My Goblin Fanatics killed 1.
That's right. They bumped 2 wins off of this.
You made 2 saves, which was good.
So,
but it's not going to help you.
No,
we don't know what's going to happen when you reform and the Night Goblins are around there.
Yeah,
I think we should all take lots of damage, to be honest. But we'll do combat. I think you have to form up, and I think that means you have to be over one of the Night Goblins, which means that we probably both have to take damage.
I would think we probably would have, but
we'll leave it as it is. And,
because we don't know, and it's too much like hard work trying to figure it out. So we'll.
Well, you do realise the Night Goblins are going to move. The Goblin Fanatics are going to move.
That's right. In the next.
And in this particular every phase.
Oh, every moving phase.
Yes, every.
The thing that cracks me up is that if they're more or less in the same vicinity and you overrun, you're going to barrel through your own goblins.
Yeah, it's fine. They're acceptable casualties. This is fine.
That's the way it's done.
Why we have lots of people. So this compulsory move phase of every turn, the Goblin Fanatics.
For every turn.
On the turn they released, and that can be any command phase. So that could be very interesting. I could lose a lot of guys. They could run through you. They may not run through you. We don't know.
A turn and a round are different things. So each player's turn is a turn. There you go. That's the language. All right. Well, on that note, we better get on with turn 3 for the ectoplasmic clusterfuck.
Yes. Let's see what.
Alright, end of Demon's turn 3, and it's turning into a learning exercise.
I'm sorry.
I'm still trying to figure out how to use this army, and I'm doing things that would work with other armies, but aren't with this one. For example, I got the flank charge in, so that was, was at full strength. And we barreled on in, so we had this thing pincered and a flank in the front, and we threw all our dice at it. I tried to do hammer hand, but he dispelled it. That was a bit crap. I'm starting to think if I'm going to have a herald in one of these units doing battle magic, I need to have him as a higher level wizard. But then that's an awful lot of points to get squished. But yeah, it didn't work. This Biggins unit of Orc boys is tough as nails, and it just belted us into submission.
Mm-hmm.
So they fell back 2 inches. I lost a lot of guys in the casualties, and well, it was 3 for this unit, but it got belted so hard last time there's not much of it left. This unit lost 6, and even that was only because we had the locust reducing the amount that died. Although I did roll 11, and most things would just fuck off the table at that point. Over here, I did some rather uninspired maneuver trying to figure out how to use this army. Shot the hell out of these guys.
They killed one.
Killed one, yeah, that's pretty underwhelming.
Is that a definition of a shot to hell? Then I'll see if you killed
Well,
two.
we threw a lot of dice at them.
We dropped a nuclear bomb on them and killed 2 people.
These guys fell back, but they're probably going to get killed if he decides to go into the forest, which is the bigger question. Moved up the greater demon to try and do something in the next turn. Moved up the flying t-shirts over here to try and make themselves useful, and maybe he'll charge them. Maybe we'll have a good fight. We'll see how we go. And then I got reminded. I actually tried to cast a spell, which didn't work. But then I got reminded that you actually do that before you move. I'm still getting used to bloody the old world, because you used to move, hog a spell. So I was trying to get the crystal pillar in front of these guys, because I think that's potentially a really powerful and useful spell.
Yes.
But I totally did it in the wrong order, and
he didn't even get it
work.
You poor bastard. He just does not happen.
This is a tricky army to use, as it turns out.
Yes.
Especially when you're used to, because all my other armies you could roughly describe as elite troops. These have the price tag of elite troops, but they can't stand up in a fight.
No.
So anyway, over to Orcs and Goblins turn 3.
Find another turn.
All right, end
See
of
what you can
Orcs turn 3. It's all turned to shit, and I'm rather finding out the hard way what my army can and can't do. This lot unsurprisingly cleaned up the remainder of the pink horrors in front of them, and then turned to face. This lot barreled into the woods and made their charge. Yeah, I had some dodgy tactics with what I was trying to do there, so I deserved that. They killed, surprisingly, they killed the 9 blue horrors rather quickly and then turned to face. Good news is one of the chariots charged in against these guys and whiffed, and I did rather well and killed them back.
And then you killed them.
Actually, no, they charged into these guys, the flamers. Flamers, yeah. That was kind of hilarious, actually.
You stuffed them up good and proper.
Yep, so that was nice. Something actually worked. So I've killed a few riffraff, but now I've lost a major block, and I've lost 2 my redirector units, and I've lost a unit of t-shirts. So points-wise, it's not too bad. Oh, and I've lost a herald, but he's only level 1. So points-wise, it's not too bad, but you know what? It's not looking too flush for some of these chaps.
The boys are going, not again. Pink stuff to kill.
Lordy my, it is rather poor. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this lot.
The Goblins fanatics have killed more of my night goblins than you have.
That's true, yeah. The Goblins fanatics, one of them killed himself.
I've lost...
One of them actually bumped off the last couple of t-shirts last turn, so this lot was left with nothing to fight last turn.
But then it stopped you from casting that hammerhead.
Because my guys were dead, these guys
free.
were no longer in melee, so when I cast Hammerhand, it was
I could
dispelled.
cast +4. Otherwise you would have got
I would have thought you could dispel when you're in melee.
Only if you can't dispel if you're in melee.
That's worth bearing in mind. I've got to think a little bit about how to configure this army, because I don't normally... This is a completely different kind of shit show to what I normally field. And of course the old world's a new beast as well. And I've got to think about what the hell to do here, because what I'm finding is that nothing in the Tzeench army can fight, except presumably this fella.
And he probably wouldn't want to fight that unit.
Well, there's not much else going on. I might do it just for shits and giggles.
I think you will get smashed. I won't have ranks. That's about the only good thing about this.
Yeah, well, we'll have a look in a sec. We'll have a go. Really everything that can go wrong kind of is. Although a lot of that... But there's two things driving that. One is that I'm still figuring out how to use the army.
Yeah.
The other is that Sean's army is a really well-refined killing machine. It's fucking lethal.
It's a very hardcore. I played yesterday against people, and I'm glad. And this is a bit this is tougher than the one I played yesterday. And the armies I played were pretty full on.
Yeah, I mean, you've got character unit combos which work.
Yeah.
In all three of the big ones, they're all killer units.
Well, I've got a lord in. Even there's a Knight Goblin Lord in there with a 4th level mage in the Knight Goblin unit.
And there's a standard bearer in here.
PSB, and with
Biggins,
they've got a war banner, 2 banners. As combat resolution is 3 already before we even get to kills or whatever. And yeah.
And over here we've got a massive unit of Black Orcs with a
terrible.
They're horrific.
They have the Raggady's Red banner. Gives them weapon skill +1. They get a +1 combat resolution. It's like a war banner. I've got a Black Orc Warlord. I have a 4th level mage. The only thing is, if you charge me, I could run off because you had caused terror.
That'd be nice.
No, it wouldn't.
That'd be lovely. I'm going to do that in just a moment.
I have one thing that might save me. I have a veteran, so I am able to reroll if I fail a terror test with veteran. You're allowed to re-roll it, but it's the only way you can do it.
Okay, well, we'll see what we can do.
We'll see what happens. This is where you need to get shadow magic and stuff and reduce people's leadership.
Yeah, I need to learn the magic side of this game, but I haven't really looked at it very much.
I don't know if you get.
I mean, I don't even like using magic that much.
Oh, what? Are you playing Tzeench?
Well, I like the aesthetic of it. I thought it'd be hilarious.
It is a magic army. It is.
I know, and I've got no idea what I'm doing. I guess I'm going to have to learn a whole new aspect to this game I haven't fucked about with before.
Yeah, because it's basically what you want to do is be like a wood elf and just dance around people.
Yeah, exactly.
Just make them cry in their suit because they can't do anything to you.
I'm going to have to play like a bastard basically, because otherwise this army will get creamed every time.
Yeah, and then the problem is you're going to face armies that are very quick. So Bretonians or mounted armies are going to be your bane to a point. So you've got to be able to find a way. So spells that can move infantry units quick. So what's the one that gets to move them 12? You can fly.
That's sort of okay. The other thing I've got to do is start using the thing that casts like impossible terrain in front of things, which is why I tried delusion magic.
Well, you did. And you've got the other spell which stops you from...
Stops the other guys from charging.
Do you have the lore? So you can choose your spells?
There's probably the thing that lets me do that. I have to look it up.
You need to do that so that you can pick the crystalline thing and the other one which stops you from charging.
Yeah.
And gives you,
On that note, we better get moving to turn 4. It's probably going to be the last turn of the game, and we'll check in after that.
Oh, it's better than cool.
Alright, end of turn 4 for both demons and orcs and goblins. We didn't really play all the way through the orcs and goblins turn because it's getting late and it's pretty obvious how it's gone. So, I charged these massive unit of black orcs with my greater demon and with the screamers, just because it was a shit show and nothing else was going on. Lost all the screamers in the process. That was silly. They just accrued casualties and I didn't do any casualties, so I would have been better off not doing that and just charging the greater demon in, because they don't get a rank bonus because they're in the trees. So there's something to bear in mind. I took some wounds from combat res in the first round of combat, but I knocked a wound off the orc general and he didn't do any wounds to my demon. And in the second round of combat he still did no wounds to my greater demon. But the wounds... See, he's got armor save, he's got regeneration, and on top of that, he's got a spell which is given the unit of 5+ war. This is Death Star territory. So he's made his saves. But I did manage to not take any wounds off my birdie this turn. So this fight would go on for quite a while. We didn't bother doing the rest of the orc turn, because I think, at the end of the day, the orcs won. That's my casualty pile, plus these guys. So, yeah, there's not Well, points wise, I've still got a fair bit of stuff on the table, and I could have had more if I'd not thrown
You were
those
going
away.
to lose that. Yeah, that was going to.
Yeah, these guys were in trouble. They would get charged and smashed. If they didn't die this turn, they would have died in turn 5.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I had some cunning plans, and they're not working. Partly because I'm having trouble coordinating this army because I'm not really familiar with it, and I'm still not familiar with the old world. So I'm using a totally unfamiliar army with a totally, largely unfamiliar rule system.
It's always good to try things, and this is where you want to try them.
Yeah. And I haven't played in a few months actually, so it's.
Yes.
Sean's army is a tournament-winning army. It's hard as nails. I'm thinking most of my armies would struggle against this fucking thing.
Yeah, it would. Well, like I said, yesterday I cleaned up that entire tables quarter with my guys. Went straight in and tabled it. But then, my friend Andrew got tabled.
Your
lost.
comrade in arms copped it. What have we learned?
It's good to have practice games and see what works. And this is how you learn.
Well, I mean, it's not a practice game; it's a friendly game.
It is a friendly game.
I suppose for me at the moment, every game is a practice game because I still haven't figured out this rule system. I knew 8th edition sufficiently well that I could, have a few beers and do something vaguely competent. At the moment, I seem to be trying things that don't necessarily always work.
It's not the easiest army. You've got to, look, you're going to struggle against armies that are fast, and you've got to work out how to stop and be this.
I mean, that's the thing. You've got to learn this game. You've got to learn how to take on all comers, and you really only do that from having challenging games. Sean plays differently to most people I know. Most people play to the 8th edition meta. Sean never really played very well to the 8th edition meta, but all the previous editions are more similar to this version and play well into Sean's familiarity.
Yes. It's a very it's got a lot of things I like.
Yeah, I mean, I played from 4th edition, but I played 8th edition I played 8th edition for 13 odd years. So it was a long time since I played the earlier editions.
Yeah. This yeah. It's a few tricks. I don't know. You're gonna have to. It's Warhammer is about, unfortunately, to a point. You have to design good solid lists. You want units that can really can hold.
And look,
I got 3 units. Like you tell.
Well, the pink horrors did hold because they're unbreakable. They just soak up casualties in the process.
Yeah, right.
But we worked out earlier that the only way to make the pink horrors really hold is to have the greater demon be able to augment them in the fight.
Okay, but what's the problem with that is if then my big unit doesn't go that way, it goes to where the big demon is.
So I've got to do redirects and combine redirects with shooting and magic. I do like this guy, but he's lousy in a fight, I'm realising. So I've got to custom up with some different magic, which will probably be shooting magic. I'll probably just tool them up with battle magic and hot fireballs at people.
So what you do is you pick your targets, you stay away from the Death Stars, which is normal. I mean, this is the problem with having Death Stars is if your opponent's army is maneuverable enough, you get out of the way and it never fights.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like the dragon. The reason why dragons are so good is because they can effing move far and you can't get away from them.
Yeah. The greater demon is like that. I just need to use him in conjunction with the rank and file instead of sending him off to kill shit, thinking I'll come back later and join a fight.
No. You want him nearby. Lend your leadership. Lend your locusts. Do the locusts combine to reduce casualties, or is it just one off?
I think it's if he joins a unit. So if he joins a unit of pink horrors, he could be suitably dangerous.
Can a flying creature join a big unit of pink
horrors? Yeah, he just has the movement of the pink horrors.
I don't know if he can actually join.
No, I'll worry about that later. I'm not too worried about it because I'll generally have a. I'm going to have to invest more in.
Can you mix different types of demons in armies?
Different types of demons. You can have different demons in armies, but you can't have demons of one type get the benefits or join units of demons of a different type.
What you might be with the demons is you may have to, and I think if you take Tzeench, then you have to take others as special.
No. I don't do that. I play mono. I've just got to figure out how to do it.
Well, that might be all well and good as aesthetically, but maybe
Aesthetically, yeah.
it may be, unfortunately, a necessity that you maybe do something where you can take blocks like Nurgle block of infantry and use them as your anvil, and then have some corn,
if I'm
and then take the rest of your
if I
magic
really want my Tzeench army to win, then I can take demons from another army entirely.
Yes, yes, not a lot, just a few, you know, just a few.
I'll have a think about it. I got to have a look at how to use MSU because I'm out of practice with that, and how to.
You want to run away from stuff, so you can use skirmishing stuff because, look, if my ball boys end up 2 inches away from you in your face of a rank and file, you can't get away.
Well, we realised earlier that I've got to use these 81-point units as redirectors.
But they're not. What are they movement for?
They are, but you send them up ahead of the line and they throw fireballs at things, maybe knock a wound up with this, that, and the other, and redirect the enemy, and then try and charge them in the flank with a greater demon and some pink boys.
Or if maybe some. Juggernauts of corn, maybe, which you have.
No comment.
Which is probably where you should look. Don't be shy because it's within the rules. Don't restrain yourself.
I know, but I like to field mono.
Yeah,
I mean, it's we're not playing chess. We're playing pretty war dollies.
Well, damn straight we are. But you also want to win. You don't want to get your face smashed every time because you refuse to take something that's a little bit more.
This army was incredibly affordable and slapped together very quickly. I will have more games with it to try and figure out how to make it work because I'd love to see it actually operate properly. But I think I've got to do a lot of reading and figure out how the fucking magic works.
Juggernauts of corn.
And not cheat.
Juggernauts of corn.
Fuck it, I will cheat. I'll just lie about the dice I roll.
Have a look.
It's Tzeench, they're all about gaslighting. I'll just cheat.
Just look at it. You're playing demons. That's mono. You're not mixing mercenaries or anything, right? Take and that's my very vintage.
That's classic stuff. That is.
It's so old. Like I said, what is it? Anyway, and if only I could show you Lou's battle bunker. Yes, boys and girls.
Oh yeah. We should do some filming there at some point. What am I doing? Kissing that fucking thing the wrong way.
And I could show everyone how to pin yourself a bloody pin there.
Let's get a close up of that. That's hilarious.
Oh, my finger was bleeding.
How the hell did you do that?
Okay, so I got the drill and I was going on, and then it slipped out.
Oh, ouch!
And it went right into my thumb.
I suppose they're needle drills, aren't they?
Just normal little. Yeah, they're very
tiny ones. Yeah.
And it's so I could put his fucking arm on.
Who's that little bastard?
That's an Orcs from Ralpatha.
Alright.
Vintage 1993, 4, 5.
Alright. Oh, jeez. And I'm old enough to remember those days.
Probably early 90s.
Oh, that's right, I remember when The Crow came out on VHS.
The Crow came out on VHS. Okay. That's information that would not be available to me, my mind.
Anyway, look, I think it was good. It's very interesting,
and
I've discovered that I need to relearn how to do strategy and tactics. And I really want to fight this orc army of yours with something else, but I don't know what the fuck I would take against it.
Dwarves. The new dwarf. I can take some. Yeah, I can take another. What I've got chaos. You can find I've got to get my chaos sort of sorted out. I haven't. I've slowed down on my projects. I've just got the board boys. I've got a bunch of chaos I want to paint up and do some basing and some chariots. Still finish off. I could do chaos if you want to fight chaos.
With this army? Yeah, I'll take on some other armies with this army and have a go at it.
Chaos is just as nasty.
I'm wondering what would happen if I took wood elves against these. What would happen if I corn against this? Would be hilarious.
I'd be smashing into each other.
Yeah, you'd win actually, probably.
Your greater demon of corn is a problem.
Oh, he is a beast, but you've got exactly the things to sort him out.
The army is designed to be pretty solid.
Yeah. It's a killer army.
It's a very good army. It's
It's got a lot of stuff in it.
You know, I don't normally. I usually suboptimize. I take good armies, but this is probably one of the toughest ones. I think.
See, your ogre army would be really interesting to fight with my daemon army.
Yeah, actually, I'd probably get smashed because I don't take any magic.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that's the ogres are. Yeah, I'd have to find. I'd probably get smashed.
Your dwarf army would be horrific, but then it'd be interesting to see sky sharks taking on gyrocopters.
Scout gyrocopters.
Mm.
Because I've got those really old ones and they fit perfectly for the scout gyrocopters. No, you wouldn't want to fight that army. I'm just saying, because
The organ guns would be a problem.
the shooting in it is rather good.
The two organ gun combo.
I've got how many? I'd be taking 2 organ guns. I am
Runesmith, the 2 engineers.
Oh no, sappers with the handgunners.
Oh yeah.
I have to base them. I have done this
Because I was just thinking that Magic in 8th edition with this army was standing to be absurd as they just 6 dice shit all over the place. But now it's a totally different beast. And I'm going to have to do a lot of reading and figure out what might work. But look, we've got to call it at night. Fucking hell. Because it's late, it's a school night, I've got to go to work tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Feel free to hit like, subscribe. Comments, any fucking thoughts on how the hell I can make this army win?
Common demons.
Yes.
Yes, Nurgle block infantry.
Just with my own army.
No. You have it.
Anyway,
mix and match.
God, we've been arguing for longer than we've been playing. It is time to call it a night.
All right.